WNBA fans are bracing for impact because it looks like Caitlin Clark might have gotten injured again, and she has missed nearly half the games this season with a quad injury and then with a groin injury. Here's the play where it happened. She's dribbling down, she pushes off, she makes this pass to Kelsey Mitchell on the back door, and then you can see when she's running back to the other end of the court, she's grabbing her right groin. You could see it on her face right after that play, like something went wrong.
The WNBA is systematically dismantling its biggest star, Caitlin Clark. Her latest injury, which left her in tears on the bench, wasn't an accident. It was the predictable result of a league that refuses to protect its most valuable asset. This isn't just about one game, it's about a crisis that threatens to destroy the WNBA's newfound success from the inside out.
Stephanie White, congratulations. Amber Cox, way to go. Kelly Crosskoff, you did it, girl. You really did it. Way to rush Caitlin Clark back from injury time after time after time after time. To the point where she's tearing and crying on the court because she felt something in her groin. You three ladies couldn't manage a kid's lemonade stand.
The breaking point came with only 40 seconds left in a game against the Connecticut Sun. The Indiana Fever were closing out a win, but the victory felt hollow. After making a routine pass to her teammate, Clark turned to run back on defense, and a grimace of pure agony flashed across her face. She immediately reached for her right groin, limping toward the sideline as a collective gasp filled the arena.
This is potentially a disaster for the city of Indianapolis, the Indiana Fever. They're hosting the All-Star game. We just found out Caitlin Clark was going to be in the three-point contest, and this is her right here. You can see her. Let me turn this down. She's grabbing that groin, folks. She's grabbing the groin area. She's going to walk over. She knows she's injured, and it looked bad, folks. She was on the bench, had her head wrapped in a towel. She's crying. She's in pain.
On the bench, the professional facade crumbled. The pain, the frustration, and the weight of an entire league on her shoulders finally spilled over as tears streamed down her face. This heartbreaking scene wasn't a random accident. It was the predictable end to a game where she had been relentlessly punished.
And whether it was pain or frustration or a combination of both, you could see it weighing on her. Now, she had snapped at a referee earlier. She had held her head down in the midst of her shooting slump. So maybe some of this is just all of that coming to a head, especially knowing that All-Star Weekend is coming up from Indianapolis.
This season has become a brutal cycle for Caitlin Clark. The player who famously never missed a single game in her entire college career has been sidelined for a staggering 40% of the Fever's games. Before the right groin injury, she was forced to miss 5 games with a left quad strain. Soon after returning, she was out for another 5 games, this time with a left groin injury. It's a relentless war of attrition. Clark gets targeted, the officials ignore the obvious fouls, she plays through the pain until her body physically breaks down, and then she's forced to recover while the league's viewership plummets. This isn't the story of a fragile player, it's the story of an iron woman being systematically dismantled.
From 3. So on the road this season, Caitlin Clark is a combined 1 for 32 from three-point range. Very unusual. She's hot. Breon January having to hold her back. We'll take a timeout.
I mean, yo, she went from 0 to 100 real quick. She was upset, dog. I don't know what that ref said. I don't know what happened, but yeah, she was basically just saying that has nothing to do with it. So I don't know what they were discussing, but yeah, she was basically pissed about the entire situation, man.
As her body breaks down, the question becomes, who is letting this happen? The answer, according to fans, analysts, and even her own family, points directly to the officiating. During the Connecticut game, Fever coach Stephanie White had to burn a timeout, not for strategy, but to scream at the referees for allowing her star player to be held, checked, and grabbed on every possession. It was a desperate plea for control in a game that had devolved into a brawl.
Is the refs, dog. Like, the refs are terrible. Y'all play a part in these injuries. Y'all play a part in all of these injuries. Y'all don't call nothing. Y'all don't call nothing, bro. Like, what are we talking about? You like all of y'all should be fired. Don't do your jobs at all. You guys are trash. Trash, man. You got people getting hurt left and right. Look at this trash. We got people getting elbowed in the face. Body check. Look at this. Sophie Cunningham dropped.
Damn. Loving that face.
She just gets body checked out of bounds. No calls. None.
The frustration was echoed by ESPN's own commentators, with Rebecca Lobo forced to count the uncalled fouls in real time, stating, "There's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean, all of those are fouls, every single one of them." After the latest injury, Clark's brother Colin put it bluntly, "Make no mistake, this is on the reffing." The family is watching their sister get treated like a human punching bag, while the people paid to enforce the rules simply turn a blind eye.
Somebody who's never gotten injured ever in their career. Here comes all these, oh, we got a new coaching staff, we got a new training staff, we got this person and that person, an expert here and an expert there, saying this, saying that. Next thing you know, these people have managed to turn Caitlin Clark into a player who now gets injured. What the hell did you guys do with Caitlin Clark?
While the physical toll is obvious, the damage to her game is just as devastating. Caitlin Clark isn't in a slump, she's under siege. A player celebrated for her legendary three-point shooting has seen her percentage from deep plummet to just 28.9%. Her overall field goal percentage has sunk to 37.4%, ranking her near the bottom among high-volume shooters. These aren't the numbers of a player who suddenly lost her talent, they are the numbers of a player trying to shoot while battling through strained muscles, playing with limited mobility, and bracing for the next uncalled body blow. She can't find her rhythm because she spends more time recovering from hits than she does practicing her shot.
That are turning into another injury, and it's an overcompensation injury, and she's trying to play through it because she's got the weight of WNBA on her shoulders. All of this stuff. I think all of these things are factors. I think all of this is a factor for what's happening. I think all of this is a factor of why she's playing. I think she's trying to carry this league on her shoulders. And the refs are letting them beat the crap out of her. That doesn't help things. It doesn't help things when the referees are absolutely letting teams beat the crap out of her. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Other teams are allowing, other teams are beating the crap out of her, and the referees are allowing it.
But the cost of the league's inaction isn't just measured in stats, it's measured in dollars. The WNBA is in the midst of a gold rush, and Caitlin Clark is the entire mine. When she is on the court, viewership averages 1.81 million. When she is sidelined with an injury, it crashes by 55% to just 847,000 viewers. The league built its entire 2024 All-Star weekend around her. The event, hosted in her home city of Indianapolis, sold out in hours.
Caitlin Clark's brother, Colin. Colin just said this. Make no mistake, this is on the refereeing. This is Colin Clark, Caitlin Clark's brother. This is Caitlin Clark's brother right here. Colin Clark.
She was named team captain after receiving a historic 1.29 million fan votes. Now, with her availability in serious doubt, the WNBA is facing a public relations and financial nightmare. Without its headliner, the league risks losing millions in revenue and credibility, turning its crowning celebration into a hollow exhibition.
Our biggest concern is obviously her health. And I got to tell you, I can't see her playing tomorrow. I cannot imagine her playing doing the three-point contest or being in the All-Star game now. All right, which is brutal. I was so fired up to see it. But she needs to sit, folks. She needs to sit. This is the power of Caitlin Clark right here. This is the crowd prior to the game. These are all Fever fans going into a road arena in Boston. Look at that.
This leads to an even darker question. Is the league's failure to protect Clark a simple case of incompetence? Or is there something more calculated at play? The physical targeting is undeniable. Earlier this season, Chennedy Carter's blatant hip check on Clark away from the ball became a national controversy. While some called it a hard foul, many saw it as a symptom of a league-wide jealousy, a welcome to the league mentality taken to a dangerous extreme. In men's sports, superstars like Michael Jordan and LeBron James were protected by the league because because they were understood to be assets. In the WNBA, it seems its biggest asset is being left to fend for herself in what often resembles a wrestling match more than a basketball game.
What's up with ESPN? Like, do they have trolls for their producers? Like, they always kept throwing shade at Caitlin Clark, throwing up, oh, how many, like, yo, this girl's coming off an injury. She's coming off an injury. Like, there's no point of keep showing the graphic. Oh, the last time she made a 3, it was so unnecessary. To me, it's kind of like bullying at this point. They're a joke, bro, because they don't do that with Angel Reese when her shots are not falling. Like, she's below 40%. Do they ever show that? No, they don't do that. They don't do that with any other player, but they do it with Caitlin Clark. I hate that, man. Pam Ward, she's an old hag.
And it's not just fans who are seeing this ugly trend. Fellow players are speaking out. UConn star Paige Buchers, who will face Clark in the All-Star game if she's healthy, called the situation inhumane. She recognized that the pressure to perform while being physically targeted night after night is an impossible standard. This isn't just about one player's health anymore. It's about the very integrity of the WNBA. When a league allows its brightest star to be repeatedly injured due to negligent officiating, it sends a chilling message to every young athlete, every potential investor, and every new fan. This league is not serious about player safety.
The things that we were looking forward to this weekend in the W have just gotten jeopardized because of this Caitlin Clark groin injury. And I can honestly say this. I don't believe that the Indiana Fever are doing a hell of a job at protecting their greatest asset, because if it were me doing this and I was in charge of this team, I would take the Jerry Krause approach that he took with Michael Jordan after he broke his leg. Now, granted, Caitlin Clark's injuries have not been as severe as Michael Jordan's were back in the 80s, but hear me out on this. The minute that Michael Jordan got hurt, Jerry Krause held his ass out as long as he could. It wasn't because of any draft pick, it's because you're trying to protect your greatest asset, because you know without that great asset, you're going to lose your job and the team doesn't have a chance to win.
While the refs ignore the fouls on the court, some media outlets seem to be ignoring the context off of it. Broadcasters have been quick to flash graphics showing Clark's shooting slumps, highlighting her struggles from three-point range. But what they conveniently fail to show are graphics detailing how many times she is illegally contacted per game. There's a glaring double standard at play.
You get injured, you know in your mind how bad it is. You know, because throughout the game, she probably felt a little tingle throughout the game, and she was trying to manage it. She was trying, to avoid it. And then it happened. And then the little tweak happened. It's like, fuck, I did it. Like, I couldn't avoid it. Reminds me of the Halliburton injury. See that shit just make you want to fucking just break down. So how about we do this? How about we do not participate in putting pressure on this kid to come back? I mean, is that so much to ask?
They broadcast a narrative of her failing to live up to the hype, while almost completely ignoring the physical abuse that is the root cause of her struggles. As some critics have pointed out, players like Angel Reese don't face the same statistical scrutiny when their shots aren't falling. It feels less like objective reporting and more like a targeted campaign to frame Clark's ordeal as a personal shortcoming rather than a systemic failure.
I ain't one to, say a lot of stuff about overseas and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It's looking like Caitlin Clark might have to go overseas, bro. At this point. Because this damn league is looking spooky. It's looking real spooky.
While the league and its referees deserve the majority of the blame, some are beginning to look closer to home and ask a difficult question. Is the Indiana Fever organization also failing Caitlin Clark? The pressure to have her on the court for ticket sales and TV ratings is immense, leading to accusations that they are rushing her back from injuries before she is fully healed. This creates a dangerous cycle of overcompensation injuries, where one problem leads to another. Critics have drawn parallels to how the Chicago Bulls handled Michael Jordan's broken leg in the 80s. General manager Jerry Krause held his superstar out for as long as possible, even against Jordan's wishes, because he understood the importance of protecting his franchise's greatest asset for the long term. The Indiana Fever, on the other hand, appear to be prioritizing short-term gains, potentially sacrificing the longevity of Clark's career in the process. As the physical toll mounts and the league's inaction continues, a shocking but logical idea has begun to surface. What if Caitlin Clark just leaves? For years, WNBA players have supplemented their modest salaries by playing overseas in the offseason, where they are often paid more and treated like royalty. For Clark, this could become a permanent solution. Why endure the physical abuse and referee negligence of the WNBA for a fraction of what she could earn in a league that would roll out the red carpet to protect its main attraction? This isn't just a distant threat, it's the ultimate trump card she holds. If the WNBA continues to treat its golden goose like a disposable commodity, she has the power to take her talent, her fans, and her billion-dollar brand elsewhere, leaving the league to collapse under the weight of its own incompetence. It all brings the league to a critical turning point. The WNBA is at a crossroads, and the path it chooses next will define its future. It can continue to allow referees to swallow their whistles, watching in silence as their most valuable asset is abused, her career shortened, and their viewership numbers crumble. Or it can take decisive, immediate action to enforce its own rules, protect its players, and prove that it is the world-class professional league it claims to be. The choice should be obvious, but the league's track record is deeply concerning. Caitlin Clark's injury is a direct result of this systemic failure, and until the problem is addressed, the cycle will continue. Because if the league won't protect her, don't be surprised if she eventually finds one that will.